O-Level Physics, Paper Code 5054, Paper 1, Variant 2, October, November 13. And today we are going to solve question number 21 to question number 40. Question number 21. The more energetic molecules in a liquid may escape from its top surface. What is this process called? Option A, boiling, B, Brownian motion, C, convection, D, evaporation. Here it is evaporation. It is basic definition of evaporation. In evaporation, from the surface of the liquid, the more energetic molecules absorb energy from the liquid and escape. So here our correct option is option D, where it is given evaporation. Question number 22. This question is same as in paper 1 variant 1. This video I have already uploaded and I will share the link in the description. So for the explanation of those questions that are same in paper 1 variant 1, please watch that video. Now we will move to next question. Question number 23. A ray of red light from a laser passes into a semicircular glass block. What is shown at M? What are the options? Option A, dispersion, B, rarefaction, C, reflection, D, refraction. Here, light ray enters from glass block to air. Light ray enters from one medium to another medium. When a light ray passes from one medium to another medium, this phenomena is called refraction, and refraction is given here in option D. So correct option, option D. Question number 24. A ray of light strikes the surface of a glass block at an angle of incidence of 45 degree. The refractive index of the glass is 1.8. What is the angle of refraction inside the block? In laws of refraction, we have studied that refractive index is given as sin I over sin R. Now here refractive index is given, it is 1.8. Angle of incidence, it is I, it is given 45 degree. Here we have to find out the value of angle of refraction, we have to find out the value of R. So refractive index is equal to sin I over sin R. Now sin R will be equal to sin I over refractive index. Now angle of incidence is 45 degree. So here it will be sin 45 divided by refractive index, it is 1.8. And by solving this one, we will get the answer 23 degree. So value of R, it is not value of sin R, it is value of R, value of angle of refraction, it is 23 degree. Now 23 degree is given in option A, so correct option, option A. Question number 25. Two campers are woken up in the middle of the night by a thunderstorm. Their tent is lit up by a flash of lightning and they hear the thunder clap 5 seconds later. The speed of sound is 340 meters per second. How far away from the tent is the lightning? Here we have to find out the distance. Here time is given 5 seconds, velocity is given 340 meters per second. So distance we can calculate by the formula S is equal to V into T. V is 340, time is 5 seconds. So by solving this one we will get 1700 meters. And 1700 meter distance is given in option C. So correct option, option C. Question number 26 is same as in paper 1 variant 1. Question number 27. Which material is best for magnetic screening? For magnetic screening, we use iron because iron is a magnetic material. Normally, we keep our delicate electrical instruments inside a iron box. Why we keep inside the iron box? Because if it is exposed to magnetic field, then the magnetic lines of force will pass through the iron box, because iron box is a magnetic material and it will keep our delicate electrical instrument safe. So for magnetic screening, what material we have to use? We have to use iron, and the reason is iron is a good magnetic material. and Rn is given here in option B. So correct option, option B. Question number 28. An ammeter is used to measure the current in a 300 ohm resistor. The ammeter is shown below. What is the potential difference across the resistors? According to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR, where V for voltage, I for current and R for resistance. Now here resistance is given 300. Value of I, value of current we will get from this ammeter. In the ammeter we have a reading 6 milliampere. Here this I, this current we have to consider in ampere. Here the current is in milliampere. So this 6 milliampere we have to multiply by 10 power minus 3 to convert this milliampere to ampere. So here current in ampere is 6 into 10 power minus 3. Resistance R is 300 ohm. By solving this one we will get the value 1.8 volt. Now voltage 1.8 volt is given here in option B. So correct option, option B. Question number 29 is again same as in paper 1 variant 1. Question number 30. Which is the current voltage IV graph for a filament lamp? In a filament lamp, the voltage and current is directly proportional to each other. After some time, with the increase in voltage, current do not increase in the same proportion. Means after some time, this current is not directly proportional to voltage. In the beginning, this current and voltage are directly proportional to each other, but after passage of time, this current decreases. So after some time, this current will not be directly proportional to applied voltage. Now same thing is shown in option A, that in the beginning, in the start, this current is directly proportional to voltage because here gradient is straight line. Gradient straight line means the given physical quantities are directly proportional to each other. But after some time, it is no more directly proportional to each other. That's why this graph is in curve. So here correct option is option A. Question number 31. The diagram shows a circuit containing 5 resistors connected to a battery in which resistor is the current the smallest. Here we have 5 resistors. This first resistor A is of 50 ohm, this one 10 ohm, this one 30, this one 40 and also this one of 40 ohms. Now here whatever be the amount of current that will enter in this resistor, the same amount of current we will get at this node at this point. The same amount of current we will get at this point and same amount of current we will get at this point. Now let us suppose that the current that is passing through this resistor is I. So the current that will pass through this 40 ohm and this 40 ohm resistor, it will be I over 2. It will be half of this current. Why half of this current? Because here both the resistors are connected in parallel. When the resistors are connected in parallel, the voltage remains same and current is divided. Now second thing, according to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. With the increase in resistance, current decreases, and with the decrease in resistance, current increases. Since here in both the resistors, the resistance is same, so same current will pass through these two resistors. The current enters is I, so half current will pass in this resistor and half current will pass through this resistor. In 40 ohm resistor, the current will be I over 2. In this 40 ohm resistor in D, the current will be I over 2. Now we will check this one. Here the resistance is 10 ohm, here resistance is 30 ohm. Here resistances are not equal. So current will pass more where the resistance is less and the current will pass less where the resistance is more. Since here resistance is more, so definitely here the current will be less and here current will be more. Since in the resistor current is I, in D current is I over 2 when these two resistors are connected in parallel and the value of these two resistors are same. Here the value of the resistors are not same, so definitely here the current will be less, here current will be more. Since here the current is I over 2, so definitely the current in C will be less than I over 2. It will not be half of the current, it will be less than half. So minimum current, smallest current will be in C. So correct option is option C. Question number 32. The diagram shows a wire placed in between two magnetic poles of equal strength. A current passes through the wire in the direction shown. The current causes a downward force on the wire. What is the arrangement of the magnetic poles? This topic is related to Fleming's left-hand rule. In Fleming's left-hand rule, we have studied that first finger of our left hand, it represents direction of magnetic field. This second finger represents direction of electrical current in the wire, and this thumb represents direction of the force on current carrying conductor. Now here direction of the force is in downward direction, and the direction of the current passing in the wire is shown out of the paper. Here it is our second finger, it is our thumb. Now by using the Fleming's left hand rule, we can find here that the direction of the magnetic field will be from right to left. Means here it should be north pole, here it should be south pole, because lines of force start from north and moves toward the south pole. Now we check the options. What is the arrangement of the magnetic poles? It is given in the option A that it is north pole, it is south pole. So correct option is option A. Question number 33 is same as in paper 1 variant 1. Question number 34. There is a bright spot on the screen of a cathode ray oscilloscope. This is caused by fast moving particle. What are these particles? In cathode ray oscilloscope, there is thermonic emission, and in the topic of thermonic emission, we have studied that electrons are emitted out, and electrons are given in option B. So here correct option, option B. Question number 35 is same as in paper 1 variant 1. Question number 36. Three types of radiation emitted by unstable nuclei are helium nuclei, short wavelength electromagnetic waves, and electrons. What are these three types of radiation? In radioactivity, we get three types of radiations. These are alpha, beta, and gamma radiations. Alpha particles are positively charged, and mass of alpha particle is equal to mass of helium nucleus, whereas beta particles are negatively charged and its mass is equal to mass of electron. Gamma rays are electromagnetic radiations and they don't have any mass or any charge. Now we check the options. Here we have three columns. It is helium nuclei, electromagnetic waves, and here it is given electron. Helium nuclei, it is alpha. It is already discussed that alpha particles are positively charged and mass of alpha particle is equal to mass of helium nucleus. What about the electromagnetic waves? Electromagnetic waves are gamma rays. They have no charge and no mass. Electrons, these are beta particles. Because beta radiations are negatively charged, electrons are negatively charged. So correct option, option A. Question number 37 is same as in paper 1 variant 1. Question number 38. Which graph shows how the count rate of a radioactive isotope varies with time? In the topic of radioactivity, we have studied that a radioactive substance decay because of the emission of radiations, and this decay is inversely proportional to time. When two physical quantities are inversely proportional to each other, the graph in between them is a curve. Now we check the options. In option A, it is given count rate and time. For count rate and time, the graph is curve. Since both the values are inversely proportional, and for inversely proportional the graph is a curve, so here it is our possible option. In B it is a straight line, so it is not possible. In D it is a straight line, it is not possible. In C it is curve, but here it is shown that with the passage of time count rate is increasing. In radioactive decay, the count rate do not increase, it decrease. That is shown in the option A, that with the increase in time, count rate decreases. So correct option is option A. Question number 39. For which purpose is the radioactive isotope carbon-14 is used? Carbon-14 is used to find out the age of the bones. Means here in option A it is given dating of ancient bones. So it is our correct option. We have to use this carbon-14 to find out the age of the ancient bones. So correct option is option A. Question number 40. A nucleus of phosphorus P1532 emits a beta particle to form a new nucleus. What is the nucleon number and what is the proton number of the new nucleus? Here we have a phosphorus. For phosphorus, proton number is 15, nucleon number is 32. It is emitting one beta particle. For beta particle, mass number is 0 and charge number is -1. Now after emitting this beta particle, phosphorus is converted to some other nucleus. Now this proton number and nucleon number before and after should be same. Here for beta particle, proton number is -1. Here proton number is given 15. So for this new nucleus, the proton number should be 16. So that 16 minus 1, it will be 15. 15 means total proton number before and after is same. What about the nucleon number? Here nucleon number or mass number of beta particle is 0. So definitely the mass number or nucleon number of this X should be 32. So that before and after the mass number will be same. So here for X, proton number is 16 and nucleon number is 32. 16 proton number and nucleon number 32, it is given in option D. So here our correct option is option D. Okay, now we have completed this paper 1 variant 2 October November 13. Thank you very much.